Hey everyone, welcome to the M&R Show. I'm Ron,
And I'm Malcolm.
and today we have a special guest. His name is Alec. He's from. He could plug himself right now. I'm gonna let him tell you all where to subscribe and where to follow him.
What's going on, guys? My name is Alec Ramirez. I'm Alec Ramirez of the Sports Sesh with Alec Ramirez. I am the host there. You guys can go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Alec Elijah1 or on Instagram at Alec Elijah or at SSWAPodcast, where I will be posting all my content. Thank you guys for having me today.
Hey, so you from California, man? So you're here for
Yes,
the nice
sir.
weather, good time, everything.
It's not even nice. I swear to God, it's rainy right now. It's flooded over here in California. It is probably the worst weather right now.
First time it's
But
raining
yeah.
in California? That's
That's
different.
Usually it's like it's usually sunshine and rainbows, but it's nothing too crazy today.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
understand.
But all right, so today we're coming with two NFL topics. Our first one is, what do we all feel about Green Bay and doing with Aaron Rodgers? So what exactly should they be doing? We're gonna start with Alec.
All right. So first and foremost, I actually think it's very interesting to see where Aaron Rodgers is gonna go. I do feel that he does have to stay home just because it's Green Bay. That's where his career's solidified. But I feel like there's two options in his free agency. One, it's staying in Green Bay. Like I said, they got Jordan Love last year in 2020 in the draft in the first round. So I feel like if he does stay there, he's able to coach him up, give him a little more mentorship, the way that Favre was able to, the way Aaron Rodgers stuck it out, sat on the bench for a couple years and just watched them ball. I do feel that Jordan Love isn't a guy that can really take helm for Green Bay just because I don't think he has the skill set to be a field general quarterback that Green Bay's used to having, going from Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. I mean, come on. That's really it's definitely not something that they're going to be used to, just because Jordan Love he's a dual threat in my opinion. He can run the ball. Aaron Rodgers does have a tendency to take off for a couple yards when he wants to. But I don't really see Jordan Love, being the 10-year type of guy that Green Bay's used to having. I do see them going after a quarterback, either A, in free agency, or in the draft coming up. I don't see Aaron Rodgers really going anywhere. If he does go anywhere, I do see him coming home to California, to the team that he wanted to be on in the first place, which is the San Francisco 49ers. The only reason I do say that is because, one, they have the weapons already. I think Brandon Ayuk from Arizona State is a hell of a receiver. And I think George Kittle, he's one of the best tight ends in the game for sure. So I feel like putting them with a gunslinger like Aaron Rodgers, it's only a recipe for success. They have the defense there to back him up too, which he's not really used to having, just because the Green Bay Packers defense has folded in the past couple seasons. They didn't fold this postseason, surprisingly, just because Jair Alexander is one of those type of lock-in type of guys. But it's the 49ers. They have Bosa. They have all the linebackers out there, Armstead and all those type of guys. I do definitely see that being a possibility. Other than that, if he doesn't go to San Francisco, his best bet is to just stay home. He had Devontae Adams last season. Devontae missed 2 games, but even without the 2 games being missed, he still had 1,374 yards with 18 TDs. Aaron Rodgers is coming off probably one of his best seasons in his career. He threw for over 4,000 yards for the 3rd consecutive season. He had 48 touchdowns this year, only to have 5 interceptions. And he had a 121.5 QBR rating, which is super good. The only one that had a better QBR rating, I believe, was Mahomes. But other than that, like I said, it's really 2 options. It's either Green Bay or San Francisco. I really hope he does stay in Green Bay, just so that way him and Devontae Adams can keep that type of connection going. I love Devontae Adams. He's from up the street in Palo Alto, California, so he's one of my NorCal guys too. So like I said, I just really hope he stays home. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That sounds
Malcolm?
great.
See,
I like what you're saying about what you think about him going to San Francisco 49ers. It's a dream scenario with, Aaron Rodgers and Kyle Shanahan. That would be impossible to stop. Just a very dream scenario, because, 49ers had to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, and we got to see if that happens.
For sure.
But, for me, okay, I really think A-Rod should go. I don't really think he should stay. I understand that he's done a lot for the Green Bay Packer organization. He has nothing left to give. He take him to the championship. It seems to me like every single time that A-Rod is there, they don't add a receiver. They have to worry about, his quarterback, Jordan Love, is going to come back. There's so much drama going on. And the fact that they're not able to take him to the Super Bowl is one thing that Aaron Rodgers has to keep on understanding, like, what's going on. A team that I think that would be perfect for him right now is going to the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I said this in my other podcast before. If you see what the Indianapolis Colts, they have they're top in the league in cap space right now.
Yep.
Another thing is they are fully built on the offense and defense. You know,
their defense hitters. They got
that
hitters
defense
on that defense.
Exactly. So you got like a top 5 defense and stuff like that, and you got Frank Wright as the head coach who has been doing a marvelous job of quarterback that he even had.
Yeah.
And then you got receivers and Ty Hilton. You know, he has to get signed back.
Michael Pittman.
And Michael Pittman Jr., which is a very good pickup. And then you have the running back core of Hines, and you have Jonathan Taylor. So you really have a lot of solid pieces around the team. All you need to do is just plug in a quarterback. I think that Aaron Rodgers, if he needs to find a team to go on, it has to be the Colts. The Colts have everything for him to succeed and actually do what he has to do to actually win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I feel like it's crazy that we even talking about Aaron Rodgers leaving, because this man is literally about to get the MVP. He was the highest rated QB by PFF Football, which we all know is dangling the Bible in the NFL. So, like, the fact that the season ended so poorly towards the end that this is even a conversation to just tell you how bad those last, like, 4 to 5 drives were, because I don't think Peyton Manning's the only other QB I can think of that has hit the market like this off. I mean, Peyton Manning was injured, though, so that's even a little different. But, Colts, I feel like it's like the easy answer, because literally any QB can go in there and I feel like have time to throw. You got a big receiver.
It's a plug and play. It's a plug
and play.
I really thought Phillip Rivers wasn't gonna be that good in Indy, and they went to the playoffs, and I was like,
and he didn't even look bad in the playoff game as I thought. I thought he was gonna look bad, because we all know Phillip in the wild card is usually pretty good, but regardless, he played even better than I thought, even in the playoff game. Of course, he missed that one throw, but.
They put a Brissett in too a couple of times too, and he even got a couple.
QB sneak.
It's literally just a plug-in type of play. Like, and you can literally plug any quarterback into that system. It's not even a system really to me. Like, they just have the pieces around them to play with, and they have the defense to back it up with Hooker and Rhodes on the secondary, and they're just tremendous out there.
Yeah, and Hooker's a free agent. That's for any team you need to say.
That's a strong
injured guy though. He's like Derwin James, like stud.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a safety that Colts are willing to let go. You know, they
draft well.
Yeah, they really draft well, and they can be able to find pieces in the draft and in free agency, because
they're trying to trade
$90 million in cap space, right? They have $90 million in cap space.
They have $90 million, and they're trying to get rid of Brissett too. They have him on the block right now too. So I know a couple teams.
I think he's a free agent. I think he's a free agent too.
Is he a free agent?
He's
I think he's a free agent this year. Yeah, he's a free agent this year.
So the Colts are our destination. I mean, only other sneaky team maybe is the LA Rams, but they don't have a pick because of Jalen Ramsey. So if you have no pick, I don't know what that's doing for Green Bay, unless they think, let's take their pick 2 years down the road on like an NBA type of trade. Like, let's give you a pick. We have no idea what the franchise is going to look like, but you might not be as good then, because we can kind of wait right now. Which
it's so rare with those type of picks too in the NFL for somebody to be like, oh yeah, I'll give you a first round pick down the road. Because NFL teams don't really think like that. Like,
they don't do that.
They're trying to win now. And what sucks too is that Green Bay really did waste their first round pick last year. They could have went and got a linebacker or a wide receiver. I feel like if they would have grabbed a linebacker and just had somebody in the middle of the field to help out the secondary, because the line was all right. It wasn't the best thing in the world. But if they had a solid, if they had an inside linebacker, I felt like that would definitely make a difference. They could have got a wide receiver too.
Yeah, they could have helped their failing run defense, which has really been bad for the past couple of years, which they could have helped out. And they could have got a wide receiver. You're right. It's 2 situations that they could have done, and they didn't. They got a developmental quarterback, Jordan Love, which I have no problem
with. With the 26th pick too.
Yeah, with the 26th pick. I think you could have got him in the second round. If he's not in the second round, you could have had some other options out there. Yeah.
And then that they knew this year. Well, we know this year was going to be this good of a QB class, but you're going to be able to probably get somebody in the second round. You're like, I can wait 3 years on this guy.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance is probably going to fall. He has no tape right now for this whole year.
Exactly.
Stud, but he has no tape. He only had that one game. He looked bad. Last season, no, he looked really good. But
there's gems in this. There's dude like Jamie Newman. Jamie Newman. He came out of Georgia. He's going to Wake Forest now, but he actually opted out. He's super gem. There's literally no tape on him unless you have the couple of games that he played at Georgia.
So
super gem. He's a dual threat, just like Trey Lance. Yeah, there's some projects in this draft that they could pick up later in the round, second or third, if they wanted to do that.
Yeah, so my last thing is again with the Frank Wright thing. I mean, we saw what Wentz before and after Frank Wright. It went from MVP level to bench player. So that is the type of just coachy. I don't know what he's doing. I guess the West Coast-esque system that they run, but
Yeah.
something's going right. And
Nah, you just hating
remarks.
on Carson Wentz. You just hating.
I
on
mean,
Carson
he was an
Wentz.
MVP candidate though. Like
you just hating on Carson Wentz. That's it.
He was also,
Nah.
but wait, we have to remember Carson Wentz was an MVP candidate the same year that Derek Carr was an MVP candidate. So
it's
those
also
two
true.
kind of, they're about the
this is true.
same type of skill set in my opinion. They're kind of the same quarterback.
Derek Carr got hurt, and Carson Wentz also got hurt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get you.
All right, now we're gonna move on to our next topic, what I think would be, everyone. This is a topic that everyone really wants to hear, which we might even revisit next week. Which is we're gonna be talking about the Super Bowl. So we're gonna be talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna start this topic. So I just want to give you a small breakdown for Malcolm and Alex goes. So Tampa Bay right now, this is Tom Brady's 10th Super Bowl. Like, yes, his 10th Super Bowl appearance. I guess as a LeBron fan, I'm a big appearance guy. So I just really respect getting to that promised land, even if you don't win every single time. Of course, not everybody feels like that. But as a LeBron fan, I do feel like that. So, and then I want to talk about some of their strengths. So they have, we all know they have a great D-line with Sue, Vita Vea's back, JPP, and then Shaq Barrett, who led the league in sacks last year.
Beast.
So they have a top 3 run defense. Their corners aren't as bad as people think. I mean, Bunting was their worst corner in the regular season. He has 3 picks this postseason. So I can't even pick on this guy now. Like, that was supposed to be their weakness. The only weakness I really found maybe could be Bruce Arians, because he might try to run them literally into the ground where they're running every single first down and or second down. Now he's making Brady throw every time on 3rd and long. That's the only way I think they can really stop them. Unless Brady does something, Brady does kind of start kind of slow.
Hey.
So I mean, usually Kansas City.
He'll get the arm going. He'll get the arm going late in the second.
So yeah, we all know Brady and that. But then Kansas City has that great receiving crew, tight end crew. Sammy Watkins coming back. The cornerbacks are better than people think, really. Because I mean, Malcolm is Washington football team fan, but Charles Breland has looked good since Washington. After Washington, he's just a physical corner. The Honey Badger is just a playmaker. Maybe not my favorite safety, but at the end of the day, he somehow is around the ball all game. Only weak thing that Kansas City really has is the linebacker core. That really saying they're pretty weak. Got actually a couple of Cowboys up there with you got nigga Anthony Hitchens, so he's not the most mobile linebacker, which can kind of hurt them, especially against like a Cameron Brate or a Gronk. So what do y'all take on that? I mean, Malcolm.
I mean,
take on that?
That's kind of why you also have a guy like Honey Badger, though, who can rotate around the field. He doesn't really play safety. He's more of a rover type of player. If you notice,
he blitzes too, yeah.
Yeah, he'll line up a whole lot next to the linebacker, which I really like, which does kind of take away from them missing that guy in the middle. But yeah, you're right. Playing 2 tight ends like Brate and Gronk, Matthew can't be on both of them. You got to be on one of them,
Yeah, it's going to kill them. I feel like this is going to kill them.
Yeah, see, okay, well, I already want Tampa Bay to win this. I've been saying this way before since since the playoffs, and everybody thought, well, are you crazy? But if you look at it, the main question what you got for the Chiefs is, are they going to pressure Brady?
Yep.
You give Brady time with the receiving core that he has, he's going to pick apart this whole entire secondary for the Kansas City Chiefs. It doesn't matter how many times they're going to score. It will go back and forth. With the running game that they have with Tampa Bay and with the passing, with the receiving core they have, especially a guy like Bruce Arians, you say you hate him, but he's an aggressive go-getter. He's not going to calm everything down. This is not the Brady's team that's before where they, pick apart what you go up the field like a little less at a time. No, he's killing it. He's killing it. And he has a receiver, and I think Antonio Brown should be back.
Yes, they say he'll be back.
He's back this week.
So most definitely, if he's back, you got Antonio Brown, you got Mike Evans,
Scotty Miller,
you got
Godwin.
Scotty Miller,
You still got Godwin right there.
Cameron Brate, the Joker.
Gronk,
you want to keep
Gronk will
going.
come out whenever he wants.
Exactly. So you have the pieces, and Tom Brady will pick apart this defense. Number one, what I have to look at is what Chiefs does to pressure the quarterback. They are 23rd in the NFL in pressure rate.
Clock has not been good.
Yeah, it's not been good. Another thing is, even when they blitz a lot. Even though when they blitz, though, it doesn't even gain a lot more pressure. It's just like up 2% from like 24% to like 26. So it's still not really good at all. But you know a guy like Steve Spagnuolo is going to blitz.
He's going to blitz.
Blitz. And it's the point. If you have Tom Brady able to sit down and actually figure out what's going on, it'll be done. It'll be a killer. And that's why I have Tampa Bay actually win this game, because you know Tom Brady just do Tom Brady things.
Alec.
All right, so I'm real cut between this game, just because that is my GOAT. At the end of the day, Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback ever in my eyes, to lace up the cleats. And I live down the street from San Francisco. You know, like it's up the road. I get to hear all the Joe Montana fans. You feel me?
All this California stuff. Makes me
it's fun out here, but. The one thing that I feel like Kansas City definitely needs to be afraid of is the comfortability. And the only reason I say that is because if you watch the last game, Tom Brady is just sitting in the pocket, just flinging the ball. He's not moving. He's not getting pressured a whole lot. They're definitely going to have to make it a focal point to pass rush, and it's going to be a little difficult missing those type of linebackers, like we said. But having a guy like Matthew, I do expect Matthew to blitz on him several times. One guy that we didn't mention in their secondary too, which is he's extremely talented. Jordan actually put me on to him, was L'Jarius Sneed.
Oh, Sneed, the rookie.
A ball hawk. That kid will literally, his eyes follow the ball wherever it goes, no matter what. If Tom Brady breaks out of the pocket, I will expect either Matthew or Sneed to try and make a break for him. Not that Tom Brady really breaks the pocket, but there will come a time where the pass rush will have to be, it will have to take a hold. And I say that for both sides of the ball, just because both pass rushes are very good, just because they both have a straight solid 4. Like you guys said, the Bucs have a solid 4. Chiefs have a solid 4 as well. It's very underrated in my opinion, even though they are low on the rushing category. I definitely feel like it's going to be a battle of the trenches, to say the least. The Chiefs are going to be a little dinged up on the offensive side of the ball when it comes to the line, so they're going to have their work cut out for them. They got Vita Vea, Shaq Barrett's always coming in, and White, who's a baller. Devin White has been one of my favorite players since
And you see
LSU.
what he did last week. You already seen what he did last week against Green Bay. So just imagine what he's going to do right now with Eric Fisher out.
The only thing that worries me with the Bucs is the running game. And that's only because Leonard Fournette is so bipolar with his game. He doesn't know if he wants to have a good game or a bad game.
And he can't
And the
catch.
thing that pisses me off, he can't catch. And the thing that pisses me off is I'm a Patriots fan, so I've seen Tom Brady make check down throws for about 10 plus years of my life. He can't make check down throws anymore. I watched him make 3 straight check downs to Leonard Fournette, all brick hands by Fournette.
No, literally, it was terrible.
And it makes me mad because they do have a guy like Ronald Jones, who I thought was really, really good with Jameis Winston in the check down. Just that running, he put his work in, I feel, to be the running back 1. I definitely feel like they should utilize him on the field. I said this on Twitter before too. They should just use Ronald Jones on the field in the pass, in the run. He's a shifty guy too. He's very quick. He's not the fastest running back in the league, but he can still, get down the field to get you those extended drives. And I feel like if you use Fournette in the red zone where he's not tired, he's juiced up, and he's just ready to run through somebody, I feel like you can be successful, just because Fournette's 6'2", 6'3", and he's just a big body just ready to run through somebody. I feel like if you save him when you need him the most in the red zone, I feel like it can be really, really beneficial. Defensively, both secondaries actually impress me a lot. I feel like all the wide receivers on both sides of the ball are going to have their work cut out for him, just because Carlton Davis and, like you said, Burfie Munting, he's coming of his own this postseason. They've been on a tear. I know that last week the Bucs did go missing both of their safeties, with Winfield being out. He went out during the game, so that was a tough one. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see where they go from there, who's going to be healthy on their defense. Luckily for them, their linebackers and line, they're all good to go. Like you guys said, Vita Vea's back. That's a huge plus on the line, just because when you have to stop running backs that have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon Bell, and Damian Williams, who had a hell of a game last week. He showed up for the Chiefs. It seems like a new running back that didn't get any playing time for the Chiefs just comes out in the postseason every year and just makes a name for themselves, which is really good to see. I do think it's going to be a great game. It's the first time a team has hosted their own Super Bowl, so that's going to be a huge factor as well. There's going to be tons of people from Florida there just rooting for Tom Brady, so that's also going to play an effect. It's going to be a hell of a game. I am going with the GOAT. I am going with the Bucs this weekend. However, I am not going to be super mad if the Chiefs do win, just because I do expect it to be a shootout. Like I said, just like I had with the Titans and the Ravens a couple weeks ago, it's literally going to be between whichever offense slips up first. and which offense is going to capitalize on the other slip ups.
And that is exactly what is coming out my same mouth too, because I'm thinking the same way. Because
Yeah, I just really can't, like, Andy Reid, I think, is one of the greatest offensive play calls I've ever seen. And even Super Bowl, they lost New England, which, let's not forget, he did lose to New England in Super Bowl before. So, and Brady was the QB. Well, we all know Brady's QB at that time. I feel like he might have a little chip from that too, because he didn't really call a bad game. But McNabb throwing up in the huddle, you got T.O. playing on a broken leg. Like, he called that game was close really into the end. So it just he didn't have Mahomes.
Even T.O. said it. Even T.O. said it. Like, if McNabb hadn't gone down to party that night, they would.
Yeah, they'd won.
Even on the broken leg, T.O. had 100+ yards. Like, come on. Like,
you got the cheetah. You got Scotty Miller calling out the cheetah saying he's faster than him. But of course, Mahomes is business. So Mahomes like, well, I don't think, I'm gonna go with my guy. You're like, this guy.
He's a blue collar worker. He's
he
really
can't miss. Like,
it's like since Texas, like, I think legitimately the first game that I watched of him was Baker and him going back and forth.
Yeah, and they still had like 600 yards.
OU game, and I think that was the first time I was like,
okay,
all right then, like, hey, okay, like, he can throw, And then I remember I heard Tyreek Hill too when they first drafted him. Tyreek was like, "This is who we drafted." Like, really? And like that's what I thought initially too. Like, you guys have a guy like Alex Smith, who I grew up watching, so I know what Alex Smith can do on a football field.
Yeah.
And then I look at Mahomes and I'm like, this is who you drafted right here. But now you look at it now and it's like, yeah, this is exactly who we drafted right here. You feel me?
Gunslinger type. But Mahomes he's like a gunslinger, but he doesn't throw that many picks. It's weird, like, cause he gives me a lot of like a Favre or a young Ben, but he don't throw that many picks. Like, he's not giving you 12 picks a year. So he's accurate as heck. Like, so that's the scariest part.
They said about him is this: if Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers had a kid, that's the kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Pat Mahomes, literally
mobile, but he has a turf toe though too. So
yeah, he does have the turf toe. I mean, he did pretty good last week with it. What did he? I think he threw for like 200+. He still had a hell of a game. So that's gonna be good. The other thing too that I expect to see is Sammy Watkins is back now too for the Chiefs. So not only do they have Tyreek Hill, Kels, they got McCole Hardman, who obviously if you piss McCole Hardman off, it's going to be a rough day. You seen what happened last week. He muffed the punt. I literally was sitting at home and I'm like, Josh Allen's got it in the bag. Like, we're good. And then you see Kels. Yeah, you see Kels and Mahomes going over to Hardman and they're like, hey, bro, we still got a game to win. He comes back, scores a touchdown. I think that's huge right there. Not only as an offense, but as a team, it goes to show that they have a lot of moral going on in the locker room, and they're able to pick each other up. Because if you guys watched the video on Twitter, I don't know if you guys caught it. NFL Network posted it. Hardman's coming on, throws the jacket over him, and Kels immediately runs over to him. He's like, "It's good, it's good." Like, we're good. I feel like that's a lot. It's a lot of leadership over there. And Mahomes being a young quarterback, he's only 24, 25. Like,
but
he's able to go over there and he's like, "Hey, bro, like, come on, get it together." Like, he came back, gave him a drive, touchdown. Whole team is up now.
And Andy Reid know how to put people in the right position every time. Like, you give that guy a jet sweep. No one can run with this guy laterally. So you give him a jet sweep. No one can catch this guy. Like, Andy Reid knows how to put a player where they succeed every single time. I'm scared of tackles though. On paper, the Bucs should win this game. There's no way you should be able to pick the Chiefs on paper. I'm gonna definitely still pick the Chiefs anyway. But I've also picked them again. Pick integrity. I've already messed up Green Bay. I got to get one of these right. So I'm trying to go with the Chiefs right now. On paper, there's no way this team should be picked because, again, offense, they're kind of break even. And on defense, of course, the Bucs like they have better defense. I do think the Chiefs' defense is better than what they show on paper, though.
I think the Chiefs have a better secondary. They have a better secondary, but I think overall defensively, the Bucs have the better.
Oh, definitely.
Together defense.
Because I like Tre'Davious Ward too, though.
Mm-hmm.
He had pretty rough this regular season, but last year in the playoffs and last regular season, he was their top corner. So they have a lot of they run a lot of zone and they run a lot of man. They have big corners, but they didn't have Snead, great tackling corner, young guy. Then you got the two safeties. Of course, you got Tyron. Then they dropped Sorensen as like a nickel linebacker. It's like they have a lot of playmakers, but they don't have players that I'm gonna say. They have a lot of players that are good, but they can't play 50 snaps a game. They have Sorensen is a great in this sort of 20 plays a game, But if you make him on the field too much, he can get exposed. But I think the same is like with and what's his name, Anderson Sadejo. Like he's a good safety, but only in his 20 plays. If you play him too much, he can't cover as well as other safeties. So, but any final remarks from anyone?
It really depends on the safety thing, just because it does have to see what type of safety they are. Like Matthew's a do-it-all type of safety, so you can keep him on the field
hybrid,
for 40 plus snaps. You know, like he can go play linebacker, he can go play slot corner if you want him to. It's definitely different with Sendejo just because he's older too. It's gonna be a good game just to see between the two of them. Like I said, I do expect whichever defense slips up first, the offense needs to capitalize most definitely.
Okay, Malcolm, any last remarks?
I most definitely feel you, but I'm just gonna leave by this. Tom Brady's definitely gonna win. That's all I'm gonna say.
Number 7.
All right.
All right. Well, again, thanks, Alex, for coming on. Make sure you all like, subscribe, and follow him on all of his social medias, all of his platforms. Again, thanks for coming on, Alec.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Have a good one. I hope you be able to enjoy this great weather the next day or something like that.
Yeah, you know what it is. All right, fellas.
All right, I see you, man.
All right, yeah, definitely. We'll still make sure you all like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Malcolm Ronch on both platforms.
Hey, guys, continue on with the support. We really appreciate it, guys. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see y'all later.
All right.
All right.